Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, General Hospital. Today, we're diving deep into a story that has captivated viewers everywhere. Could Kristina Corinthos-Davis be on the path to becoming Port Charles' next mob queen? Let's take a closer look at her journey, one filled with tragedy, vengeance, and the weight of family legacy. General Hospital spoilers. Kristina Corinthos-Davis going to be Port Charles' next mob queen. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Kristina Corinthos-Davis, Kate Mansi, has been going down a dark path. Ever since the death of the baby that she was carrying for her sister, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaginos, and TJ Ashford, Tachbello, Kristina has grown darker and full of anger and vengeance. She blames Ava Jerome, Maura West, for the baby's death, even though it was a horrific accident. Her anger reared its ugly head at Jagger Cates, Adam J. Harrington, who blamed and arrested her for the incident, and she surely wanted him dead after he continued to terrorize and attack her. On top of all that, the death of her sister, Sam Morgan, Kelly Monaco, and her brother, Michael Corinthos, Chad Dell, being severely injured in a fire, hasn't helped her anger and rage at the world. With mobster Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, Kristina's father, being left without anyone to hand over his business to. Now that Jason Morgan, Steve Furton, has decided he doesn't want to take over the business, is it possible that an angry and vengeful Kristina will want to follow in her father's footsteps? General Hospital spoilers. Kristina wants revenge. General Hospital spoilers have hinted that Kristina still wants revenge against Ava. She recently tried to get close to Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, Ava's nephew, in an attempt to get information on Ava that she could use against her. If Kristina is next in line to take over for Sonny, Kristina could easily get the justice she feels she deserves against Ava. Would Kristina take Ava's life in an act of vengeance over the baby's death? GA spoilers. Kristina Corinthos-Davis is the most likely candidate to take over Sonny's territory. Sonny recently gave Kristina his bar, Charlie's Pub, to occupy her time so she doesn't think about all the hardages and tragedies in her life as of late. Her mother, Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, was against this idea and thinks it is better for Kristina to have no part of Sonny's businesses. What if this is foreshadowing to the inevitable? Kristina will soon be taking over Sonny's other businesses as well. General Hospital spoilers. Kristina's personality and actions fit the mold of a mobster. One thing that we know about Kristina is that she is incredibly selfish and shows no remorse for her actions. She did not show any remorse for wanting to keep the baby she promised Molly and TJ's baby for herself, and she constantly rambles on about how all the tragedies that others are dealing with affect her. These are personality traits that a mob boss would need in order to do the job successfully, and Kristina has no self-awareness and will never apologize for any wrongdoings. Kristina is a sociopath and would have no qualms about doing Sonny's work. These are just some of the reasons why she would be the right candidate to take over Sonny's territory. Kristina Corinthos-Davis had always lived in the shadow of her family's turbulent history. Growing up as the daughter of the infamous Sonny Corinthos, Kristina was no stranger to the violent and chaotic world of organized crime. But her life took a dramatic turn after the death of the baby she had carried for her sister, Molly Lansing Davis, and TJ Ashford. It wasn't just grief that consumed Kristina, it was anger, raw and unrelenting. Ava Jerome, in Kristina's mind, was responsible for the baby's death, and that thought festered until it became an obsession. "I will make her pay," Kristina whispered to herself as she stared out of her apartment window one rainy night. The storm outside mirrored the tempest within her. The unraveling. The death of Kristina's sister, Sam Morgan, only added fuel to the fire. And then came the incident that left her brother, Michael Corinthos, severely injured in a fire. It was as if the universe was determined to strip Kristina of every sense of normalcy and security she had ever known. Her descent into darkness began subtly. Kristina withdrew from her family and friends, choosing instead to immerse herself in the bar her father had given her, Charlie's Pub. What had once been a gift meant to keep her grounded became the epicenter of her plotting and scheming. At night, after the bar closed, Kristina would sit in the back office, poring over old files and newspapers about her family's enemies. Ava's name was always at the top of the list. Sonny Corinthos had always hoped to protect Kristina from his world. Yet he couldn't ignore the spark of determination in her eyes. The same spark he had seen in himself when he was her age. One evening, as they shared a quiet moment in the pub, Sonny decided to test her resolve. "You know, this life isn't for everyone," he said, swirling the whiskey in his glass. "It's bloody, it's brutal, and it comes at a cost." Kristina met his gaze without flinching. "Everything I've loved has already been taken from me, Dad. What more could it cost me?" Sonny sighed, recognizing the inevitability of her path. "If you're serious about this, you need to be smart. Ruthless, but you also need to know when to walk away." The first move, Kristina's first act of defiance, came in the form of an alliance. She sought out Lucas Jones, Ava Jerome's nephew, under the guise of reconciling with family. But in truth, she was digging for dirt, anything she could use to bring Ava down. Over time, Kristina's charm and calculated manipulation began to yield results. Lucas let slip a few key details about Ava's dealings, and Kristina pounced on the opportunity. "You're playing a dangerous game, Kristina," Lucas warned her one night. Kristina smirked, her eyes gleaming with determination. "Danger is all I've ever known." Crossing the line, Kristina's actions didn't go unnoticed. Ava began to sense the shift in the air, the way Kristina lingered too long in conversations, the questions she asked, the looks she gave. Ava's instincts told her she was being hunted, but by the time she realized the extent of Kristina's plans, it was too late. One fateful night, Kristina orchestrated a confrontation that would change everything. She cornered Ava in her art gallery, her voice cold and steady as she laid out her accusations. "You took something from me, Ava," Kristina said, her hand trembling as it hovered near her pocket. "And now I'm going to take something from you." A new identity. As news of the incident spread through Port Charles, Kristina found herself at a crossroads. She had crossed a line she could never uncross, and the city's underworld took notice. Sonny, while furious at her recklessness, couldn't help but feel a pang of pride. His daughter had proven she had the mettle to survive in his world. But Kristina wasn't content with survival. She wanted power. "I'm not doing this to be your shadow," she told Sonny during one of their heated arguments. "I'm doing this to build my own empire." The Queen's Gambit. Kristina's rise to power was swift and calculated. She began to take over Sonny's operations piece by piece, proving herself to be just as cunning and ruthless as her father. Her reputation as a force to be reckoned with spread throughout Port Charles. People whispered her name with a mixture of fear and admiration. Yet Kristina knew that true power came with sacrifices. She distanced herself from the few people she still cared about, knowing that attachments could be used against her. "I've already lost too much," she told herself one lonely night. "I won't let anyone take what I've built." A throne of shadows. By the time Sonny officially stepped down, Kristina was fully entrenched as the new mob boss of Port Charles. Her reign was marked by a combination of calculated moves and brutal enforcement of her rules. But as Kristina stood at the top of her empire, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. Power had come at a cost, and the weight of her choices began to take its toll. Is this really what I wanted? She wondered, staring out over the city she now controlled. This is just a structured outline and beginning of the full story. Let me know if you want to expand specific sections or dive deeper into Kristina's relationships, conflicts, and ultimate resolution.